Hello Internet, it's your old pal Doc Awesome, bringing you another episode of Top 5 Guns. Since the last episode, we've seen the Guns, Love, and Tentacles expansion drop, as well as the addition of the Revenge of the Cartels event, which has added tons of fun new guns to play with into the loot pool. And it's also led to the rediscovery of some old classics. So let's take a look at what we've got. Number 5. The Binary Mocking Cutsman. The Cutsman is a legendary submachine gun from Maliwan. Like other guns of its ilk, it does an insane amount of elemental damage. But unlike other Maliwan weapons, it can't switch elements. What sets the Cutsman above its brethren is its very slow-moving projectiles that expand horizontally over distance and slice through enemies, turning a firefight into a deadly game of limbo for your foes. Since the projectiles do continuous damage as they pass through a target, it is an ideal weapon for fighting bosses and other large enemies with sizable hitboxes. Foreman Nate's has a higher chance to drop this weapon, but I found several of mine just grinding the circle of slaughter. The name and red text on this are a reference to a song by Horse the Band about Mega Man villain Cutman, who would shoot pairs of scissors at you, if I remember correctly. Honestly, I'm surprised there isn't a gun in Borderlands that does that, but the Cutsman is pretty close. It has become my go-to resource for elemental damage, able to slice through shields and armor with ease. And in a pinch, you can also stab someone with it. Most versatile weapon. Number 4. The Engulfing Ferocious Ogre. The Ogre is a legendary assault rifle returning from Borderlands 2, although this time it is manufactured by Vladof. It has the large magazine and high rate of fire you expect from a Vladof, but instead of bullets, it fires missiles. This rifle can shower an area in explosive damage, making it an excellent tool for crowd control. The Ogre is particularly formidable in the hands of a gunner build that uses the Demolition Woman skill to enhance the splash damage. If you have the Bottomless Mag skill as well, Mose almost never has to reload, meaning she can pump out more missiles than a Macross mecha. I actually found my Ogre in Cursehaven, but your best chance finding one for yourself is to kill the Anointed Alpha in the Anvil on Eden 6. As far as I can tell, the name, flavor text, and color of this weapon are a reference to the Shrek movies. Can't say for certain, but that's my guess. If you're playing a gunner, your arsenal is incomplete without the Ogre. Number 3. The Dastardly 7th Sense. The Dastardly 7th Sense is a legendary pistol from Jacobs. And it's a weird one. One of the few Jacobs pistols with elemental damage, and so far the only one I've seen with an alien barrel. Just look at that thing. Ugh. The 7th Sense also has some really trippy animated geometry patterns on it. It shoots cryo rounds, and critical hits not only ricochet, but also spawn more projectiles that float around. When you reload, all of the projectiles seek out your original target. So even if you miss, you can't miss. Of all the weapons on this list, the 7th Sense is the easiest to acquire. All you have to do is complete the side quest, Cold Case, Forgotten Answers, with the amnesiac private eye Burton Briggs. He'll be so grateful for your help, he'll just give you his totally awesome sidearm, which happens to be one of the best pistols in the entire game. The flavor text is something you will hear Briggs mutter often during your time together. This gun is pretty much great for anything except cryo-immune enemies, and it's been on my hip ever since I found it. Number 2. The Hostile Executive Iceberger. The Iceberger is a legendary shotgun from Hyperion. It can only be found at Villa Ultraviolet, the haven of the Iridium Cartels. I'll be honest, this is one of the oddest guns I've ever encountered. Unlike any other shotgun I've seen, it fires a continuous incendiary laser beam. But that's not all. It also shoots exploding cheeseburgers. Yes. Exploding cheeseburgers. The burgers do cryo damage and split into more burgers on impact. They also do quite a bit of knockback, able to get a room full of bandits off their feet in a hurry. I thought this was all for a laugh, but this thing has turned out to be one of the best weapons in the game. With a Demolition Woman bottomless mags gunner, the Iceberger is a hose of never-ending damage. Add an anointment for 300% damage against enemies with 90% health or more, and this shotgun has been killing bosses faster than most rocket launchers. I don't know what the red text is referring to, but it does sound like something I might have heard in a fast food commercial during the 90s. Number 1. The Melty Daomed Yellow Cake. The Yellow Cake is a legendary radioactive rocket launcher from the Children of the Vault. It can only be dropped by enemies at Villa Ultraviolet. It fires a rocket that explodes into 2 more rockets, and then those rockets explode into 2 bombs each that explode where they fall. So you can get up to 8 radioactive explosions with each pull of the trigger, which you can do rather quickly since COV weapons don't need to reload. And whatever you're shooting at will definitely be dead before the launcher overheats. To put it bluntly, this is probably the most powerful weapon in the entire game right now, able to kill badasses and bosses in just a few shots, regardless of armor or shields. So powerful, it is almost undoubtedly going to get nerfed, so enjoy it while you can. The name is a reference to yellow cake, a powdered byproduct of processing uranium that is, ironically, not all that radioactive. Although I guess this makes a kind of sense, since I doubt anyone in the COV actually reads. If you're stuck dying over and over on a frustrating boss, yellow cake might be the answer. So there you have it, folks. My 5 favorite firearms of the moment in Borderlands 3. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. This is Doc Awesome, signing off.